Good morning, you guys. So we are on our way to go and update our base ID. My mailbox is still up and strong. I know it's really dark, you guys. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. And it's dark, okay? It's dark. Like, not super dark, but obviously, because if anybody films on their iPhone, they know that the iPhone does adjust for low light. You don't need as fancy of lighting when you film with an iPhone as you would with a traditional camera. So that's how dark and murky it is. I did a little bit of eyeshadow so that I'm not looking totally pasty on my base ID. Put some earrings in, so a little patrioticness in my picture for the next year. I'm gonna put some color on my lips. I'm gonna neutralize my lips with this brown tone. It is so pretty. Yeah. I am on a mission to get all of my stuff done before my kiddo gets home. I should be, because Waller Hall opens at 8 a.m. So I have to go to the main gate first, get my background check done, then go to Waller Hall. So my plan is to go, get the paperwork, get my background check done, and then go sit by Waller Hall and inside the little lobby until they open, and then try to be like one of the first ones there to get my new base ID. I don't get a traditional ID card. I get a parent guardian ID. So the steps are a little bit different for me than it is for someone who's just getting a military ID. So if you're a military spouse or military child and you're like, well, we don't have to do that, get our military ID, you are correct. When I was a military child, these are not the steps I took to go renew my military ID. When I was a child, when we had to renew our military ID, we just went to Waller Hall, took a number, sat down, waited for them to call us up. They took our picture, gave us a new ID. And that took a long time because they were constantly processing new IDs for people. So it is a different process for someone who gets a parent guardian ID. They no longer say parent guardian ID, which makes me sad because I loved seeing that, not just as a visitor. Oh well. Beggars can't be choosers. It doesn't bother me. So, the world is in turmoil, a little bit. And one of my friends who is very upset, she falls under the category of immunocompromised. And she wasn't feeling well. And she was trying to demand a test. Well, in her state, the rules for testing, chip the polish off. The rules for testing are different. Every state has their different rules that they want. And in her state, they basically, if you were struggling to breathe and are possibly heading to ICU, then they get tested because they don't have tests there yet. And she's very upset that as someone who is immunocompromised, that she just doesn't get a test. And I don't try to tell people they're wrong. I don't try to censor my friends. I'm one of those persons where if I don't like a post, I just scroll on by. Well, I couldn't scroll on by one of them because in one of her comments she posted, I just wish FEMA would do their job and step in. I said there's a lot more steps that have to happen in order for FEMA to step in. I was like, people don't realize how much more has to happen in order for FEMA to step in. See, super neutral. And she was like, I wish those steps would happen. And I told her, I hope they don't. And granted, I do know what is required in order for FEMA to step in, because lo and behold, it is my field of study. And for those of you who don't know, and maybe you'll question FEMA, like there's still people that question FEMA because of steps that were taken in Katrina. And yes, lots of things went wrong with Katrina. Trust me, lots and lots and lots of things went wrong with Katrina. But I know as a very, very small child, I used to think, well, why isn't FEMA doing anything? Why isn't FEMA stepping in? FEMA's supposed to come in and save the day. Like, that's what they do. And since starting my journey in emergency management, I have learned, first of all, there has to be a government declaration of emergency. Most governors have declared a state of emergency. There has to be a presidential declaration of emergency. The president has declared emergency. Governors have to ask for aid. And as far as I saw, there were no waivers of the FEMA requirements, but governors have to ask for aid. Presidents will review the governor's ask for aid. You basically, in your state, have to be close to or out of resources to handle your disaster before FEMA will be approved to step in. And then when they are at that point, then they start in little stages. FEMA does not just swoop in and save the day. It's not their job. The federal government wants states to be self-sufficient. They ran into an issue many years ago where all states were saying was, we don't have to prepare for emergencies. FEMA got this. FEMA does not have enough supplies to support all 50 countries and our territories. It just doesn't. There's no place for it. There's no way to keep supplies for that many people, that many states, that many territories. It's not possible. FEMA wants governors to prepare for emergencies. So it's up to the governor first to take care of their people and ensuring that there are enough supplies to handle the different counties and areas within your own state. To just assume that the federal government is going to swoop in and save the day, which I think is ironic, because you have a large portion of the population who feel the federal government shouldn't have anything to do with, the state's business and constantly fighting federal rules and this and that. But as soon as disaster hits and the federal government doesn't just automatically step in, they say, well, what the heck? Where are you, big brother? So that's just something. And I responded to her last night before going to bed, and then her response this morning I blew my mind. You really hope that in your state all the steps are taken to meet FEMA? I'm sorry, I don't want to see a state take all the steps. And the CDC, departments of health, they all have plans for pandemic. This is their time. Now, can FEMA support them? Yes. Should FEMA take over? No. That is why we have a CDC. That is why we have Department of Health. That's why we have all these specialty groups that their whole job is specific things. They are the experts. They're the subject matter experts. So we need to let them do their job. Can we assist them? Can they say, hey, we need you to do this, this, and this? then of course we could step in and do this, this, and this. But we're not going to step in and going, you're not handling this pandemic, it's our turn. Like, that's not because if you had expertise in this area, you should be working for the CDC. You know what I mean? But that's just my opinion, my 2 cents, my irritation of the day. I was just so frustrated seeing that post because I know that before I started going to school, I didn't know what it took. But now I do know what it takes. I don't want to see FEMA activated for this pandemic. If it gets to that point, and granted, this vlog will not be posted in real time because I only post vlogs once a week, you know, and we're close to being real time. At one point we were posting the very next week, and I think we're now 2 weeks. I don't know how that got pushed. I must have missed a week. I don't know. But when this goes live, I still hope that we're not to the point where FEMA has swooped in. But again, just my opinion, just my 2 cents. So, we're starting the week off strong. And we're going to move forward. I've been really lackadaisical about my schooling. I need to take it more serious. I think my brain went on 3-week break mode, and I need to take it out of 3-week break mode. I need to take it back into paper mode. I'm almost done with the Unit 2 work. I need to verify that I can't find a discussion board post for week 2, and then I can move on to week 3. But I need to get into it. Kiddo comes home today. I need to start getting cracking on her work. Found out that my niece did not bring any of her work that she has. Like, her school actually produced packets and stuff for her to do. She didn't bring any of it. I'm like, you're going to be in my house for a week. Are you kidding me? She's like, I didn't know I was going to be there for a week. I said, girl. Of course you're going to be here a week with Alex. Like, are you kidding me? Come on. Sing that tune to somebody else. So, yeah. She'll be doing some work. Regardless, she just won't be doing her packets, which means when she gets back to grandma's later, she's gonna have a lot more work to do. So, hey guys. So, address the elephant in the room. Oh, I'm gonna have to, I did not turn sharp enough. I hit that piece of wood. So today is the 24th of March. So yesterday, oh gosh, my shoulder. March 23rd, 2020, Governor Inslee ordered a stay-at-home. Not a shelter-in-place, a stay-at-home. Because people can't stay at home. Also, well, no, I think the angle is better. You're not going to see it. Mailbox is moved. Yep, nope, you couldn't see it. Started getting mail service again. I honestly didn't think this was something that I would ever experience in my lifetime. I don't think that my boyfriend falls under, he doesn't fall under the category of people who can stay home. He has to go to work because he works on power lines and the power grid. So he's considered essential to keep the infrastructure going. My middle sister works in a pharmacy, so she's considered essential. The governor is still allowing restaurants to be open for to-go, so my other sister should still be able to work. She's not 100% sure if her restaurant will stay open or not, which is like, she just got this job, so hopefully that's not too affected. My nephew called his dad and his grandma and was like, our governor said stay home. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to miss spring break this year. So maybe next year they'll do a swip swap. He'll go spring break with them next year instead of this year. Do they swip swap? Or do they always get him for spring break? You know what, I'm not 100% sure. I think they swip swap. So next year, swip swap. physical therapy, but because it's a medical appointment, so I am still allowed to go. National Guard was activated, and so many people are fear-mongering about the National Guard being activated. They are not activated. They're activated in New York, California, and Washington. They are not activated for martial law. Please stop fear-mongering. Please stop spreading fear. Please stop feeding into the fear. They are activated to support emergency services, to support emergency management personnel. Okay? If they need to, have help doing things related to emergency management, not martial law. Okay, you guys? Please don't put that fear into people. Don't put that hate into people. I had some stress and panic last night working on my schoolwork when this announcement came out. I was watching my CLLK09 monthly live, and then I was also watching James and Mark, their Monday night live, and despite the stay-at-home order, I still have to drop my daughter off on Monday, which is ridiculous, but whatever. I'm not gonna argue. I'm not dealing with that. I have enough stress in my life. Literally have enough stress in my life. I have my friends asking, are you still gonna be able to go to physical therapy? As long as they're open, yes. And then I had my friends ask, well, if they shut down, what's that gonna do to your recovery? Slow it down tremendously. It's already slow enough. If I have to stop going to physical therapy, guess what? So, this truck better slow down. I don't know where he think he's going. Oh, I am way too early. Way too early. See, because there's a physical therapist. Well, that's okay. Sit and watch some videos in my car, because normally it takes me a little bit longer to get here, but way too early. So we are on our way to physical therapy. I don't think I filmed yesterday. Yeah, I don't think so, which is not a big deal because I'm not doing a whole lot anyways. So I didn't really have a whole lot to say. My sister brought me some food, which, before y'all complain, food is an essential thing, especially since she was bringing food down to feed her growing teenage boy. I love watching people avoid my mailbox. It's great. Oh, I mean, that. So we moved the post that we put on the corner so people avoid the corner. People still not avoiding the corner. In this van. Dang it, I left my coffee. I went to reach for coffee to eat with my granola bar. Keeps trying to catch on up to my rear end, which I don't appreciate. You know what? Social distance your vehicle from me. Thank you. So I'm super excited for tomorrow, Friday, because I've been waiting for this specific planner shop to restock these overlay tapes. I have an alarm set. I save my spending money. Half my spending money for this month. The other half of my spending money I spent on another shop. It's my spending money in the month of March. Well, but that's okay. That is okay. Because that's what it's for. That's what it's for. once everything clears from a bank account, transferred all over, but I do like having more control over my spending. Like I feel more control. Sorry, taking turns like that still really hurt. It doesn't. It's uncomfortable. It's tight. It hurts a little bit. I'm trying to say it doesn't hurt, but it does. You guys will be able to see that it hurt. So, that's where my life is. But I've done a tiny bit of unbudgeted spending this month. And it's only because I had to buy some groceries before payday to stock up for my nephew being at my house. And I was out of some essentials, so I couldn't wait until payday. But as I document it, it is an unbudgeted expense. And so that'll be more on the monthly overview. But it's technically an unbudgeted expense. Ooh, a rabbit. So, but it's all good. It is all good. Both my sisters are still working, which is good. They are, essential. Food and medicine, so they are essential. People asking, well, how are you handling? Well, honestly, I go grocery shopping, only when I absolutely have to. Go to doctor's appointments, my PT appointments. I don't honestly do a whole lot of extra. Like if I'm for real, I don't do a whole lot of extra. Every once in a while I'll get like antsy and I'll want to go out and I'll go to like Target and walk around Target. Like that's not really essential right now, so that's not something that I will venture into doing, but and the stress of doing my schoolwork right now is more than I can handle. Like I've had a breakdown like every night working on it. I'm gonna no, you're not. Just, it's getting real. It's there. I'm stressing out. All part of the process, unfortunately. Unfortunately.